related with and we love doing science, and we love coding, we love write software, and we love analyze data, and we try to get together in order to do that better, to become better on doing the science, analyzing that data, collecting that data, developing the software that allow us to process and to take advantage of that information. So what is a good idea to participate in this community of practice? I'm going to try to give you some reasons and to give you examples on how that looks like at rOpenSci and in some of the others community that I'm part of. So, for example, one of the first point is that a community of practice are usually friendly and easy and nice entry point for learning new skills. Many of these communities offer this opportunity also for free. So, for example, at rOpenSci, you can, if you need, for example, to learn how to use Git and GitHub, you can come to our training session in our webpage, and you can use this training here that will teach you how to use that tool. Or you can go and check Mauro training on how to do a code peer review. So that is one of the options that you have. You can go and check the training that is openly public in our webpage. The other thing is that you can go and read questions and answer in our forum, or you can go and ask a question that you have because you don't know how to use one of our packages, or you have doubts on things related with R, the language R, and with the packages that we have at rOpenSci. And the other thing is that you can apply to our Champions program and go through a training with workshops every week that will cover, for example, coding, code review, and community management topics. In other community of practice that I am part of, for example, the carpentries, you can learn attending some of the workshops on computational skills that carpentries usually do. So there you can learn how to code in Python, in R, how to use OpenRefine, how to use Git and GitHub, different aspects of computational skills. And many of these workshops have a focus on the discipline that you are working. So perhaps to learn Git and GitHub, you are going to have different examples if you are a linguistic than if you are an agronomic engineer. And then in Our Ladies, you can participate in a chapter. Our Ladies has more than 200 chapters around the world, are usually based on cities. So you can be part of the group and you can go to the meetups that has events in person and online. The other reason is that you can share your experience, and you can also learn about the experience of other people that are part of the community of practice. So in the case of rOpenSci, that looks like use cases. So the members of rOpenSci let us know how they use our packages, or our books, or our guides, or different tools that we create. So in this way, other members of the community can see those use cases and can learn, get inspired, see how people in different disciplines or with different data do cool things that can be useful for them. You can also write a blog post. So here is a list of different blog posts in the rOpenSci website. And I don't know if you can see, but we are also multilingual. So here is a blog post in Spanish. This one is in Portuguese. Then we have in English. And one of the nice things that have also this shared experience is that most of the time comes with support for you to be able to share what you have done. So, for example, for the blog post at rOpenSci, we have a book that give technical and editorial advice to authors on how to write a blog post for rOpenSci. And also rOpenSci has an editorial team that will help you with the technical aspect and with the writing of the blog post. And in the case that you want to have that in more than one language, if it is one of the language we support, we are going to help you with that translation. So this is also tied with this first point of being a good entry point for learning new skills, because if you say, hey, I don't know if I can write a blog that is technical, or write a blog for write a blog post for a blog that is a more scientific blog post, well, here you can have support and scaffolding to do that, and to be able to learn how to do that task. And in the other community, for example, in Attendees, you can be one of the speakers in the events. So you can go there, and instead of be the person who sit and listen, you can be the person who stand up and share what you have done. And in the carpentries, it can be the same. So here's two examples of people giving a workshop, and these people sharing what they have done in Latin America for growing the community. The other reason is that in these spaces, in this community of practice, you are going to get feedback and mentoring. And of course, you, at some point, you can also be the one who provide that feedback and that mentoring. At rOpenSci, that the best example is our software peer review. This is a process where people who develop our packages send the package to review, and that review is on GitHub issues and is transparent, is constructive. So the idea is to help the author to improve the software that has a quality, so that software can be used for many users, and don't have any issue in the software. It's non-adversarial and is open. So everyone knows who the reviewers are, who the editors, who the author is, and all the comments and everything is in the open. So for give you an examples, I chose Alex submission of the package. So here's how a submission looks like. This is the issue where the author send the package, and an editor and reviewers are assigned. Then there is a bot that do some checks before the review start. And one of the cool things is that you can have that checks because it's in a package, and you can run this for your own packages even before to send it to rOpenSci, or even if you don't want to send to rOpenSci, but you want to be sure that about some checks for quality in your software. And then the reviewers go through the review and make comments in that issue. And I want to highlight this friendly, constructive, not adversarial. So here is a comment from one of the reviewer about the package. It was well documented, worked well. I was able to install, to use the functions. And then because it's open, this reviewer knows what the other reviewers say, and mention that, share some of these ideas of the README that could include more details and context. And here is another thing that is really cool, that is say, this is my first time reviewer, so please let me know if there is anything I missed or I forgot. And this has to do with another point that I will mention, but one of the nice things about our community of practice is that this kind of no hierarchy relationship, where you are going to have different roles, and it is okay to say, I know about this, but I don't know about this. And it is fine and it is cool. And this will help you to find the people inside the community that can help you with that task or that practice, or what do you need still to learn and develop. Here is another example on how this feedback and this guidance also goes beyond what you can do inside the community. Because here Alex is saying that he wants to submit to JOS, which is the Journal of Open Source Software, and he knows that our rOpenSci review is useful for that journal, so it wants to know how to do this. So the editor is here chatting with Alex about how is that process. So even the editor needs to check about how exactly the steps are to be able to do that submission. Yes, so here again is one of the things that I like more about this community is you are an expert, but no one expects that you know everything. And it is okay to say that you don't know, and you are going to the community to get that knowledge or to try to find that knowledge of the guidance that you need. So the feedback and guidance here was for the author, for the reviewers, and for the editors. The other place that you can look for this mentoring in our rOpenSci is our Champions program. So here we have Sunny is one of our champions of this year, 2024, actually, cohort, and Ausenop is the mentor, and here Beatriz is the mentor of ID that they were from the cohort of 2023, and they mentoring these people for 1 year to support them to create a new package, their first package in R. So Sony create BBS Taiwan, and ID create ODBR. This package allow to process, get information from surveys about birth in Taiwan. And this one helps you to process information of transport data from Brazil. So this was very cool. It is a more long program of mentoring and have this focus of help someone to create a package from scratch and their first package. In the case of Our Ladies, for example, the feedback comes in a different way. So Our Lady has an abstract review system where you can send the abstract for talks or scholarships before you send those abstracts to the conference or to the program that you want to apply. And someone from the network will review you and your abstract and give you feedback so you can improve that proposal and perhaps has more opportunities when to get accepted or the talk or the scholarship. So this is something that was relaunched just kind of 2 or 3 weeks ago from Our Ladies. The other aspect that the community of practice has is this social learning. Social learning is when you learn by watching and by imitation of what other people does. And our rOpenSci has these really cool monthly meetings of 2 hours that are our co-workings. So there we have usually a topic. People come to the co-working session to work on what they want or to come and chat about that topic or other things they want to chat in a room and to share during 2 hours about that thing. So this can be some specific topic like when I start to be part of rOpenSci, I have a co-working on teaching with R and R in teaching because it's something that I really like. And it also can be things that are in exploration. So we have a person who come and wants to chat about what artificial intelligence will do with coding and the development of research software. So something that is very specific that we have done, or some topics that can be explorative. And now we are going to have some other ways of this kind of mini hackathons, we say, in these co-workings, that we are going to have mentors and package maintainers and people who wants to contribute to open source software for the first time. And we are going to be all there to support these first-time contributors and guide them to so they are successful in this endeavor. The other way that we have done this is with what we call Translaton. That work comes from putting together hackathon and translation. And we had this together with a conference in Latin America that is called Latinar, and where people come and learn how we translate our documentation, and they did a lot of pull requests reviewing the translation to achieve the translation to Portuguese of our developer guidelines. That is the one who rules our software peer review and that state the quality and the characteristics that we think that a good package has to have. The other benefit is that you can keep up with the latest development. So in that sense, for rOpenSci, that looks like our community calls. So we have these events that are one hour, and we usually have 1, 2, or 3 panelists and 1 moderator that will show best practices, new project experience, set of tools, new ideas, and our expert, our practitioners. And then there is at least 20 minutes for people to discuss what they saw, to make questions, to share ideas and answers. Everything is recorded. We have a collaborative note taken. So there is a document with all the questions, all the answers, the resources. One of the nice things that this has, there is an open and public selection of topics. So there is in this link, there is a public repo on GitHub where anyone can go and create an issue proposing a topic for a community call. So this is very engaging events and are very good for keeping up to date with what is going on in the tools. In the case of rOpenSci, I always relate with R and what we do and other ideas that we would like to develop. And the other thing is, for example, our newsletter. So in the case of rOpenSci, here every month we share technical developments, news, projects, events and conferences, funding opportunities. And in the case of the jobs, is actually in our Slack space where we share these opportunities. But in the newsletter, you are going to find the other points. Then is this idea of the no hierarchical group, which I like so much, because you can have different roles. So you can be the person who is the mentee. And here, if you, I don't know if the picture is clear, but here is ID, and here is Sunny. And in this case, this 2 picture is ID organized together with Our Lady Sao Paulo, a meetup where she showed the package he developed as champions, as an rOpenSci champions. Also with Bia, which is here, her mentor, she shared other packages about accessing the data from Brazil. So idea here is not the mentee anymore. She is the one sharing the experience. She's the one teaching. And Sunny here is doing the same. She is here in Taiwan in a university sharing about her package too. So this is one of the really cool things that community of practice has, is that in one moment you can be the expert, in the other you are the learner, you are the novice, in other you are the one who provide feedback, and the other you are the one who get the feedback. And that can happen in the same day with seconds apart. So it's not a rigid organization infrastructure, and that allows that this kind of learning, this kind of interaction can happen in an easy way. The flow of the knowledge, the flow of the information is happen in different way that happens in more formal institution of organization. The other benefit is that you are going to build new connections. And this is not only about your contact network, but it's also about the things that you can then build and create, collaborate with this new connection that you are going to build inside the group. So for giving you another example, here is one of the meeting of the Champions program. And here is Luis, Andrea, and Sunny that are part of the Champions program. And here are 3 of these people that are in this other meeting. And Francisco is another of our mentors at POSITConf. And Andrea and Sunny get a scholarship. And Sunny learned about that opportunity because she was part of the champion program and was at rOpenSci. So this be in these communities, not only that you are going to get that information probably firsthand, but it's also the nice things that you are going to get to a conference in a foreign country, in the case of all of them, and you are going to be there, and you know that is someone that you know from another space that you can get and talk, and you are not going to be alone. So it's really cool to know that someone that even if you don't know in person is known for you and is part of that community, that space that you share. Then there is this idea that co-create, that build things together, things that are useful. So here I really like to talk about this example. This is Joel and Mo, also the two members of rOpenSci. So Joel is from Japan and Mo is from Norway. And Joel was traveling to Norway and let know Mo. They know through rOpenSci. And Mo has seen Joel give a talk about the package targets, which is one of the package of rOpenSci. And asked Joel if he would like to give a workshop about target in Mo University. So Joel say yes. They both work on the material of the target package using the carpentry's workbench, which is pretty cool. Here is how one tool that is created with one community is useful for the other. I have to say that the workbench of the carpentries use some rOpenSci packages to work, which is very cool. And here is Joel delivering the workshop. But the cool thing is here that 2 people from different countries build that connection in the community, and then they were able to organize a workshop that was beneficial for the people who attend the workshop in the university, and was beneficial for the carpentries community because they now had a lesson about the target package, and was beneficial for all the people in rOpenSci that also have that material available to learn and to teach. Being part of these spaces, engaging in the different activity, this also allow you to build culture about what you do. In our case, research software, and how we develop and how we use that software. And I want to go back to what rOpenSci say, that we foster a culture that values open and reproducible research using shared data and reusable software. And we try to do that by building this community that is friendly and that is diverse and equitable. And that has to do with the open science, and why the open science is in the title of this talk. I want to go through this definition. Open science is a set of principles and practices that aim to make scientific research from all fields accessible to everyone. Yeah, accessible to everyone for the benefit of scientists and society as a whole. Society as a whole. And open science is also that the production of that knowledge is inclusive, equitable, and sustainable. And that is very important for us. And being part of this space and having this discussion, these places where to ask, to answer, to share ideas, to see the result is also a way to create the way that we want to do science, to build software, to use that software. So wrapping up and going back to the original question, why is a good idea to participate in these spaces? These are the 9 points. So are usually a nice, friendly, free, easy, good entry point for learning a new skill. That is not only technical. I speak a lot about to learn to use tools or to learn to code, but for example, if you are going to talk to one of our community calls, you also are going to be practicing your skill as speaking and public speaking. And if you are going to write a okay, so I was, I think that in the first point, so I was saying that the new skill, it doesn't have to be technical only, but this can be organizational. It's going to be how to organize an event, how to speak publicly, how to write a technical blog, how to provide good feedback. So it's not only the tool, it's not only R or Git at GitHub. Share experience, get and provide feedback and mentoring, learn from others, keeping up with the latest development, being a non-hierarchical group where you can have different roles at different moments, build new connections, co-create, and build a culture in your discipline. So the 3 community of practice that I shared today was rOpenSci, Our Ladies and the Carpentries. If you don't know them, I invite you and encourage you to research them and to try to participate on some of these activities that this community of practice does. And as a final reflection, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And that is what these kind of spaces allow, that you do with others what you like, and you become better on doing what you like with other people that share your passion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shani. That was an awesome talk. I think we'll open up the floor for any questions.